I am so sorry. The network has been terrible. Okay, welcome back, guys. So, I really apologize. Network has been bad. I've been trying to come back on, and I finally did. Okay, so I'll just start from the beginning. Today's class is Investing 101, a beginner's guide to starting your investment journey. Welcome, guys. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Sorry for the break in transmission. Okay, so I'll just move into the details. What is investing? I said investing means putting your money into assets that can grow over time. And investments here could mean buying of shares, stocks, treasury bills, putting your money in money market funds. Yes, these are examples of investment. And savings is you keeping your money safe in the bank, yes, which is good. But investment helps your money grow over time. Now, why do we need to invest? It is very important that we invest because of inflation. If you don't invest your money, what happens is this: you would lose the value of your money to inflation. For example, the things you could afford with 10,000 naira last year, you can't buy them with 10,000 naira this year. What is happening? Inflation. It is the persistent increase in the price of goods and services. And it is very important you don't lose the value of your money. And one way you can do this is through investment. Number two, investing helps your money to grow over time. And with for example, like I was saying the other day, where I said, imagine someone who bought the shares of tip last year August, and these same shares in 6 months has appreciated over 50%. What happens? This means that 100,000 naira that was invested in the shares of tip has increased to 185,000 right now currently. That is one benefit of investing your money. It helps your money grow over time. And also, with investment, you can plan for a lot of things like plan for a vacation, to pay school fees, to pay rent. You can plan for retirement. These are some of the benefits of investment. Now, let's look at some investment options for beginners in Nigeria. We'll be looking at all of them one after the other. The money market mutual funds. This is one very safe investment option. Yes, the returns are not so high, but they are better than you keeping your money in a traditional bank. Yes, rather than you leave your money in a traditional bank, it is advisable you open a money market fund and put your money there. Yes. Yes, just like I said, the rates are not so amazing, but the risks are also low, and this is beginner friendly. Examples of some of these money mutual funds ARM has, and then Stanbic IBTC, which I've been using for a while. And I can testify to it that this is better than putting your money in a traditional bank or even doing ajo. I recently said if you do ajo, what you should do is this: make sure you're the first person to collect first so you can put your money in the money mutual fund account and see that it appreciates before the end of your adjust cycle. So a money market mutual fund is one very safe investment option for a beginner. Okay, we can also look at treasury bills. Treasury bill is also another very safe investment option for people who want to start their investment journey. Now, T-bills are like you lending to the federal government. Yes, that's what you are doing. And the federal government can never run away, cannot disappear. So this investment option is very, very, in fact, it has no, or we can say low risk. Yes. And the treasury bills, they have a cycle of 90 to 364 days, So whatever the rate and return is, very okay. You subscribe to it, and most times you are paid upfront your interest. Yes, for the treasury bills investment. Good. So this is also a very good investment option. Number three investment option, bonds. Okay, bonds are also a very good investment option, and bonds are also given to us by the federal government. Like, it's something you also subscribe to. I recently advertised the one for March, the federal government savings bond, which we have 2 years, we have 3 years. And one very good thing with the federal government savings bond is that no withholding tax on it. There is no 10% withholding tax on the federal government saving bonds. And this is also a very good investment option because your capital is preserved. Nothing happens to your money. The interest rates may also not be so fantastic, but hello, your capital is preserved. Another investment option we'll be looking at are some of the saving platforms like Piggyvest and Cowrywise, which offer high interest for customer savings rather than the regular traditional banks. Like even on Piggyvest, you would even see options like the Safe Lock, for example, where you have an option of receiving your interest upfront. And then you get to get your capital at the end of whatever time you want, 1 year or 2 years or less than a year. You can actually get your interest upfront, or you can get it paid to you at maturity. So Piggyvest is also a high yield savings account. This is also another very good investment option rather than you leaving your money in the traditional bank accounts. Okay, Cowrywise also offer high interest on savings and different options that customers can benefit from. Also, another investment option are commercial papers. This is you lending to companies. Companies, they bring out commercial papers and they want people to subscribe to it, giving different discount rates on whatever investment you subscribe to. The thing is this: there's a time frame, to 190 days, 360 days, 330 days. Everything will be stated on the commercial paper. The rates of return will also be stated on the commercial paper. The thing with the commercial papers is this: you just have to check, look at the company, see their overall performance, how have they been doing, and look at it and say, okay, what do you think? Is this a good investment option to, subscribe to? And after doing your due diligence, you can subscribe to it. I think last year, Dangote, you know, brought out some commercial papers, FCMB, some other companies, Mercure, Sunbirds, different companies come out from time to time advertising their commercial papers, asking people to subscribe to. And you subscribing to them, you would also benefit from these commercial papers. Yes. Okay, another investment option is REITs, Real Estate Investment Trust. Okay, this is you investing in property without the stress of managing tenants. Also, you can, invest into real estate with very little capital. REITs. You have examples like the UPDC. They are very good. Okay, then let's look at stocks. Stocks is also one very good investment option for beginners. Okay, when we talk about stocks, as I explained in a video previously, it is you owning a share of a real company. That's basically what it is. And for shares, there are different companies, you just have to look out for strong companies, look at their history, their overall performance. How have they been doing over the years? Do they pay dividends? Have they been consistent with their dividend payments? These are certain things to look out for, before investing in a stock of a company. Good. And then when you also want to invest in stocks, you have to look at the different sectors. Okay, agriculture, telecommunications, banking, oil and gas. These are different sectors you can look out for when you want to invest in stocks. Now, stocks are not low risk. We can categorize stocks as medium risk. The low risk are the treasury bills, the federal government saving bonds, yes, the money mutual funds. Those are low risk. But when you talk about stocks, stocks are medium risk. Okay, so they offer higher rates of return and they help your money grow. And that's why it's also important you learn how to diversify your money. Your investment portfolio must have diversification because this is what helps you to manage risk on your investments. Okay, and when we talk I just finished talking about Nigerian stocks. We also have US stocks, okay, that you can subscribe to. Stock like Apple, the ETF, S&P 500, Nvidia, Alphabet, Tesla, the Amazons. You can also subscribe to US stocks. The thing is, they are dollar denominated, unlike the Nigerian stocks. You have to subscribe in dollars if you want to invest in US stocks. Okay, how to start investing? Very important. A lot of people just say, how do I start? I want to start. I want to start my investment journey. How do I begin? Number one, set financial goals. What's your plan? Why? What's the purpose of this investment? Is it for retirement? Is it that, okay, after 10 years I want to be able to use this money to do ABC? Is it for japa? Is it for vacation? Is it that I'll be able to pay my children's fees when they get to the university? Have a goal. What do I want to achieve with this investment? What is my plan? The other thing you should also look at, am I looking at short-term investments or long-term investments? Am I looking at something I would want to take out my money next year, or I can leave it for 2, 3, 4, 5 years? You should set this first. What is your goal for the investment? Very important. Number two, you have to build emergency savings. Before you start your investment journey, you should be at least be able to have 2, 3 months worth of savings. Yes, that is in a different fund. You have to save first before you talk about investing, because that's how it works. You save, then you invest. You don't just jump into investments. No, you must have an amount of savings, like some level of substantial savings, before you can now move into investing. Very, you open a brokerage account. What this means is that you can't even start investing, buying shares and doing all of, you have to go through a stockbroker. Yes. And in going through a stockbroker, you have to open an account with the stockbroker. Opening an account will need some KYC requirements, a valid ID, utility bill, you know, BVN, NIN, they may want to take your pictures and all of these things, just like when you go to the regular banks. They want to know who you are because these are also requirements set by SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission. Like they want to know who you are. This involves your money. So it is very important you provide these KYC requirements. And then after that, they will provide a CSCS number for you, which is your Central Securities Clearing number. With this number, you can now start your investment journey because your CSCS is a unique ID for your shares and it is a compulsory requirement before you can start investing with any stockbroker. Okay, after opening a brokerage account and doing all these things I've mentioned, then investment journey begins. Start small. Stop waiting until you have one big money and say, "Ah, when I just get that 500,000, when I just get that 1 million, then I would start." No, start with what you have. If you have 5K today, yes, buy shares worth that amount. If you have 10K today, buy shares worth that amount. You know why? Over time, it adds up. Do you know 10,000 naira multiplied by 12 is 120,000 naira?